You're listening to no.
Thanks.
No thanks, we're good. No thanks, we're good.
Thanks.
So me and Chris were in the car and we were like, let's listen to like other podcasts. Every podcast intro
has an EDM remix intro.
Every podcast ends. You're listening to No Thanks, We're Good.
Thanks, we're good. We're good. Podcast.
I'm always saying that we should go to vacation. and then the most monotone podcast host.
And they go,
Hey
guys. So last week was pretty rough.
5 seconds before, gunshots.
Yeah.
Gunshots were in the intro. If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Like
mustard on the beat, ho.
It's like EDM music, and then it's also like the most seductive voice.
No thanks, we're good.
And it just goes into it.
And then it does like a speed up version, a slow version. No thanks, we're good. No thanks, we're good.
And it's like, hey.
Yeah, for a podcast.
And then dead space. Hey.
In my pajamas.
Dead air.
Hi.
So welcome back.
Yeah.
So
welcome back. We have Caroline Levitt on the pod today.
I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
That's the girl who was running with the Mackz.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they call her KK Caroline, which is
KK Caroline.
A great, okay, regardless
by the way, we have to fully disclose that Caroline,
I ran with that girl.
She was on an episode.
And she was really nice.
And she got you a free pair of shoes.
Yeah, okay, so I want to say this really quick.
Yeah.
On the internet, Kate Mackz, she does the running interviews. Say what you want about her interviewing KK Caroline Levitt. That was kind of fucking nuts of her.
Yeah.
Say what you want. And then there's a clip where KK Caroline is like, I'm kind of a minority as a young Republican, which is crazy because this girl looks more racist than me.
Yeah. Also,
Republicans aren't minorities anymore.
You won the popular vote. You're not a minority. Sorry.
Yeah. You're a 27-year-old who works at the White House.
Yeah, you work at the White House. Yeah, I'm a minority. You work. Your building has missiles on the top of it.
Yeah,
okay?
I think you're
relax.
fine.
You're okay.
Barstool is a private company now. We're minorities.
That's right.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So, anyways, say what you want about that. Kate Mackz was really, really nice. And also, there's a rumor online that she doesn't buy shoes. She did buy me my shoes. I have a pair of New Balances from Kate Mackz. Mm-hmm. And another thing about her is when I saw her, I think she thought from my physique that I ran. And so she was like, let's just do 5 miles. And I was like,
ooh.
Okay.
5 miles is tough for me.
No, and I can barely run them out.
What does that mean?
So I had to keep...
Are you a runner?
And he's tall and stuff.
I'm tall and I feel like I'm athletic a little bit. No,
you're pretty athletic.
Yeah.
Anyways, I couldn't make it through. I had to keep stopping, and then afterwards, she was like, "Let's go to this coffee shop. I'd love to get to know each other." And we went to this coffee shop. I did get hit on at the coffee shop.
Nice.
And so we talked, and she was really, really nice. And then I went home, and I barely made it to my door before I just
shit your pants from running.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had to sit there for an hour.
Yeah.
And I haven't worked out since, but
yeah.
So anyways, that's who KK Caroline is.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, which I'm not sure everyone knows who that is, but basically there's this running influencer who just interviews people, and she's in a little bit of trouble because she interviewed someone from the White House.
But she also interviewed Tim Waltz. It's girl, pick a side.
I guess people were just, I don't know why people were so upset with it. I honestly believe.
I get why she is.
I know,
people
but
are
sometimes
mad.
it's just, there's nothing better than a dog pile. Yeah. There's nothing better than this girl, she's I'm a running influencer. Nothing I do is really that consequential. And then one bad move and we're get her. It feels so good to especially when you're in the top of the dog pile where it doesn't really hurt to pile. Because if you're at the bottom of the dog pile, it kind of hurts with other people piling on top of you. But if you're just kind of jumping on top, it's pretty fun,
Well, and now there's all these TikTokers who are posting videos just sounds they're not speaking and just text on the screen that's I'm so glad everyone's catching up, I knew all along, and it's they're running in the video, so
that's
it's
right.
oh well, we can trust these girls because they're runners.
What's great is the people that come out of the woodwork, because I saw a video that was I live with this girl and she is the devil, but I'm not going to get into that right now. And we're what? No, get into that. How is she the devil? She was this whatever, I'm glad everyone knows now. And I'm
don't make a video if you're not going to spill your tea. I'm so tired of that. Don't make a video.
She's got a Patreon that we all have to sign up for.
Just
so we can hear
that.
She's she never did the dishes.
Yeah, she won't. She never brought the toilet paper.
That's like behind a paywall. Yeah.
So I did this video.
Kind of did a parody.
Where I was making fun of her, and I felt a little bad because we do follow each other, and like she did run with me and buy me New Balances. But this is like, I didn't really dogpile. Like in my video, I went on a run with Darth Maul, which is funny because I mean, if I had picked like Vladimir Putin, which I did think about, I feel like that would have been like more of a dogpile because it's like you're
would have been more closely more aligned.
This is a fictional character. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're
Sith
running,
Lord.
and this Megan is my sister's playing Darth Maul, and this handsome gentleman, black gentleman, comes up and is like, "Are you guys doing that for May 4th?" It was May 3rd. And I did clock that he looked like Matt James. I did. But he looked younger than Matt James. Like, he looked younger.
And Matt James from The Bachelor.
The Bachelor.
Okay.
Famously, the very handsome black bachelor who broke up with his girlfriend and then she went on Call Her Daddy.
Yes. Famously. And I'd seen him
and wait, you were filming your video and
he came up. He was on a bike and he came up. He like turned around.
He came up on a city bike.
Yeah, he came up on a city bike and he was like handling the city bike well because he like turned around and
was it electric?
It was an electric.
Wow.
So he's
those
like
are hard
sporty.
to maneuver.
Yeah.
And he was also tall. I knew Matt James was tall. I've seen Matt James in person once before at like a bagel shop and he had like a beard. But he just looked younger. Like Matt James is a little bit older, but at the same time, I should have used context clues because he was on a bike. Matt James is known for being sporty. He was very tall and he was very handsome. I don't know how many of those people are like, but I'm not gonna like ask this guy, are you like Matt James?
Yeah.
So anyways, and I was
also if you did and he wasn't, pretty racist of you, huh?
Exactly. Well, that's what I was thinking. So anyways, but he did like look like Matt James. So anyways, I was like, do you mind being in the video? Like, can we yell at you to move? And he was like, yeah, of course. And we really barely talked to this guy who's wearing a backwards hat and bright orange sunglasses. So I was like, so he was like, yeah, sure. So he's riding his bike. Megan goes, move.
Yeah.
And we kept running and I yelled back, thank you. And we didn't stop. We didn't talk to him.
Yeah. Which is a great, one take Tommy right there.
He was a one take Tommy.
He did one take.
And
perfect.
I also said to him,
reality TV, he knows how to do it.
Yeah. And I also said to him, you know how that running girl got in trouble? And I know everyone's on the internet, but like he was like, yeah, I do know who you're talking about. So I was like, okay, he's on the internet.
Yeah.
I posted the video.
Yeah. Well, you posted the video. I remember watching the video back and going, I saw this random guy you yelled at on a city bike. I go, who was that guy that agreed to do that? And you go, yeah, just some guy.
Yeah.
You said some guy.
Well, even his clothes were giving some guy, and granted he was on a bike ride, but like he wasn't going anywhere. He just didn't like seem like rich or like famous, you know? So then I post the video. Everyone's like, Matt James. You're
like, no, he just looks like him.
Then I was like,
these
you know
racists
what?
in my comment
look at all these
section.
racist people in the comments.
I'm getting so many damn comments about Matt James. Then I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna look up Matt James' Instagram and see if he has those bright, insane orange glasses on his Instagram.
Yeah. He did. And I remember the moment that
literally was
you
like,
figured
oh, that's him.
literally you zoom in on the glasses and then you go directly to your video and you zoom in.
I mean, there's no way he had like this guy is just as gorgeous, tall, lives in Brooklyn and has those glasses.
Nobody has those sunglasses.
It's actually
God no.
Those
and
sunglasses
the
are so
facial
ridiculous.
hair is exactly the same.
Wait, can I see them again? The sunglasses.
The facial hair is exactly the same.
Yeah, these
Is
are like
it crazy that
But he didn't comment on the video, and the video like went viral, and he didn't comment or like it or anything. So I'm like, maybe it's, I don't know. When Megan yelled at him, he went like that with the bike, and he didn't feel like very
he
athletic.
did a good job. Like I actually thought you'd yelled at a real person
No,
because
he's
of
an
his
actor.
reaction.
Yeah, he runs the marathons.
He is an actor. I'm sure a lot of the women on that show will attest to that as well. He can,
I'm sure Rachel will attest to
Ice
that.
cold.
Led
You
her
know-
on for 4 years.
exactly put on a front. Put on an
How does a
act.
man have the capacity or the ability to grow a full beard but no head of hair?
Does he not have hair?
He's bald,
Is he
basically.
bald? He only wears hats.
It's hard to feel too bad for men because there's so many beauty standards on women. But I
Yeah.
will say this whole like short king thing, this whole bald thing, like
Well, I have no sympathy as somebody who does deal with hair loss. I
For
have
someone who
no
went
sympathy for somebody who is losing their hair and is like, oh no, like there literally are like 4 or 5 different things that you can do that are like FDA approved. Not only really 2 things FDA approved, but like there's at least 2 things you could do that can stop your hair loss. Like, also there's every commercial now is like Hims, like, does your penis not work? And are you mentally unstable? And are you balding? We have one pill to solve it all.
Yeah,
like
3-in-1.
It's like a 3-in-1. Anxiety, hair loss, and boner pill all in one now. You know? Antidepressant, you know, vitamin.
nails and hair gummies.
Hair, nail, and gummy, yeah.
But what
all in one.
I will say about like guys, there's hot bald people and there's hot short people.
Yeah.
It's not over for you.
No, sure. I feel very bad. Like, I think that the short thing's gone too far.
The short thing has gone too far.
It
But
has.
at the same time, then I get online and I see the shit you men are saying, and I'm like, hey, bitch, you're short. You know what I mean? It's a
I know, but I
want to say this about the short
it's
king.
self-fulfilling, though, don't you think?
No, the short king epidemic, it is a reaction from women because of the way that men have spoken about our bodies. We're like, you want to know what you can't change?
Yeah.
You're short fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's and we never would have done this. We never would have gone so hard if you guys hadn't gone so hard on us.
Yeah. You're wrong, but also in a vibe, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, there is a bit of an overcorrection, I would say.
We're overcorrecting because you guys have been so mean to us about our weight. When we literally have to give birth, we have to do all this stuff. So now we're like, hey,
there's a bunch of
guess
shorties.
what? You can't fix this.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of nice guy shorties that are just catching fucking strays.
They are, but
and
also...
then, you know what's happening? And this happens on both sides, by the way.
Yeah.
There are nice women that get fucking bullied into being bad people. I think bullying can turn you evil.
Of course.
Honestly. But I think the Joker, the movie, that's right. Joaquin. Happened to him.
Yeah.
And men love the Joker, don't they?
Men love the Joker.
They love that movie. But I think like there's a bunch of really good short guys that have just been like catching those strays that are now like becoming like incels because of it, which sucks.
It sucks, but also if they were getting a pussy, I don't think they would have gotten here. Like,
that's right.
I do think like, it might be because we're making short jokes and now they're incels. But like, if they were hot short guys who were like getting pussy, they would never. If you're an incel, well, I guess it's in the name. I was being like, if you're getting pussy, you would never be an incel. But I guess it's in the name.
That's right.
We were at brunch. Me and Chris were at the Kellogg's Diner, and I thought, as one does, whatever happened to George Zimmerman? And the reason why is because I put my hood up.
Yeah, Caroline was having a...
I put my hood up and I said, Trayvon. Trayvon. So I said, I wonder what George Zimmerman's up to. Now, I Googled George Zimmerman. You guys would not believe what this bitch has been up to.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
You would not believe it. Okay, are you ready?
Which, by the way, you know who George Zimmerman
He shot Trayvon Martin.
Right?
Okay.
You remember Trayvon Martin?
This is a case. We're dealing with a case from 15 years ago.
You're a little bit younger. So basically, Trayvon Martin was like a 15-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. He's a black kid, and he lives in a normal, good neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now, there was like he wasn't even a police officer.
By the way, we're gonna get all the facts of this case wrong. Yeah. So if you're listening,
George
you know the case. We're getting it all wrong.
George Zimmerman was like this neighborhood watch guy. Like, he wasn't a police officer.
All right, let's read the case. In the evening, Trayvon Martin walks to a neighborhood 7-Eleven. As he returns to the Twin Lakes housing community around 7:15, he is observed by George Zimmerman, who was driving through the neighborhood. Zimmerman calls the Stanford PD to report a real suspicious guy, quote unquote. Super racist.
He's such an idiot.
Looks like he's up to no good. Wow, okay. When Martin begins to run, Zimmerman sets off, what does it say?
On foot.
Sets off on foot chasing him. The police dispatcher tells Zimmerman, "We don't need you to do that."
Yeah, they literally were like, stop.
How did this guy get away with? Okay,
no,
after
it's crazy.
Zimmerman ends his call, a violent confrontation takes place between Zimmerman and Martin. When it's over, Martin is dead, having been shot in the chest, and Zimmerman has head injuries and cuts. 2 minutes after the shooting, police arrive on the scene. Zimmerman is taken into custody and questioned for 5 hours before being released. Okay, so it seems like Trayvon Martin's just minding his own goddamn business, probably got some Skittles at 7-Eleven, and he's walking home, and then Zimmerman's like, this guy's up to no good, and starts calling the police and goes, we got a bad guy. And then the police are like, okay, like, is there anything else going on? And he goes, no. And then they're like, well, don't chase him. Like, we'll deal with it, right? And then he's like, then he takes off on foot chasing him. So Martin probably thinks he's in danger, and then they get into a fight, and then Zimmerman shoots him and kills him.
So anyways, I put my hood up in Kellogg's Diner in tribute to Trayvon Martin, and I thought, I wonder what's going on with George Zimmerman.
Yeah.
So I looked him up.
Obviously, he was found innocent, or not guilty, rather. So he basically got away with a crime.
He got away with a crime. And I looked him up. Now, he got divorced.
Okay.
Because
which is a good first move.
He pulled a gun on his wife.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I was gonna say. Yeah, you don't need to be single. You're a celebrity now, right?
Yeah.
But I guess also pulling
your career just started.
Yeah, he pulled a gun on his wife. Okay,
now
so
he pulled a gun on his wife. Then someone shot him not shot him, but shot at his car while he was driving.
Oh, now he's getting shot at.
Yes, but the reason why was because he pulled a gun on that
Okay.
driver.
All right.
So the driver was acting in self-defense.
Okay.
Then he got in a altercation, a road rage thing.
Okay.
They pulled over to the gas station. George Zimmerman got out of his car and pulled a gun on that guy.
Man, this guy.
Then he started dating a new girl.
Wait, hold on.
And they broke up because he pulled a gun on her again.
If this guy were a video game, he'd have one move. The X, pull out your gun. You know, like sometimes in video games you have like 3 options. It's like talk to him, negotiate with him, pull out a gun. He just keeps pressing pull out a gun. Like reason with the man. No, pull out a gun. How does he keep being allowed to have guns?
No, it's
what state?
Seriously, Florida.
Oh, that explains it. Yeah, you can pull out a gun all the time.
I just watched a video of a man barefoot on the freeway, wrangling an alligator with his bare arms and then putting it into the truck of his car.
Nice.
Barefoot on the freeway. And then he puts it into the trunk of his truck, and then
honestly,
he goes.
That's none of anyone's business. All right, he's dealing with a problem. Okay, and that's Florida is great and also awful at the same time. It's really just America with no restrictions.
If
America had,
in their mind, the Civil War, they won.
In America that has no rules, okay, and there's no laws whatsoever, that's what Florida is, and also Disney World. That's what it is.
It's so crazy.
He has
he
kids.
and Casey Anthony should date.
Yeah, power couple.
Oh, he would pull a gun on her so quick.
They're
but then she'd kill him and bury him.
Yeah,
that's right. Or
Murder,
who would kill each other?
suicide.
Maybe our new reality show: George Zimmerman, Casey Anthony, one house.
I do think Casey Anthony
one house,
would win.
one gun, one pool.
Yeah,
okay,
stop.
it's the new. To the bottom. What's that show?
A new bombshell. Let's head to the villa.
Oh, Love Island, and it's just the
I'm
two
here
of
to
them.
shoot my shot at love.
I'm not gonna bury the lead on this.
Hey, George Zimmerman, how many miles are you running?
It's Kate Mackz.
Hey, how many miles are you running? Pulls out a gun. As the video just ends. Pulls out a gun. This summer, one house, 2 people that got away with murder.
Actually, that's what it should be. It should be. I know we talked like a few weeks ago about reality shows should be prison.
Yeah.
People who got away with murder should all live in a house together.
That's right. Murder house.
Murder. So it'd be like, I mean, obviously OJ not anymore.
Yeah.
But like, put and it can be like it can even be. There's no rules.
It's gonna be. Here's the cast. Okay.
John Benet Ramsey's dad.
John Benet Ramsey.
Who's the political figure that people think was the Zodiac killer?
Oh, Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Oh my God. Why can't I think of his name or her name? I should say. That should give it away. What's?
Give me more. It's
Who
not
do they
Casey
kill?
Kardashian's dad or mom now.
I just said it. OJ. Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner?
Oh, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay.
Oh, but that's a different kind of death. But I hear
Caitlyn
you.
Jenner did straight up kill someone and got away with it.
And we don't talk. She ran someone over, basically.
No, she
Oh,
basically.
then Mr. Mosby.
Mr.
Vehicular
Mosby,
manslaughter.
yeah.
Wait, how did Caitlyn do it again?
Caitlyn Jenner was on the PCH and was like texting while driving and just hit a car, right? Just slammed into a car, right? While texting, like so obviously texting.
Can I say something?
What?
She never would have done that when she was a man.
That's right.
Only
right.
women text
It
while
was
drive.
it was-
Only
by the
a
way-
woman would drive that bad.
By the way, it was
The
recently
hormones
after
did that to
transitioning.
her.
It was like very
Listen,
soon
yeah.
after.
I believe in transitioning after hearing that
She
story.
wasn't even out yet, by the way. So this is pre-announcement. So she slammed into a woman and sadly, like the first impact sucked, but pushed her onto oncoming traffic and then oncoming traffic killed her.
That's horrible.
Didn't go to jail at all. But anyway, who else? The guy who played Ferris Bueller.
That one's hard for me because I love Matthew Broderick.
Yeah,
but
Matthew Broderick did kill someone.
He did something similar.
He killed someone in Ireland because he
drove on the wrong side of the
He drove on
street.
the wrong side of the road. It's like, come on, guy. What are you, stupid?
Look, celebrities need to just stop driving.
Yeah. Why are you driving
Why
if
are
you're
you
a
driving?
celebrity?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway, that'll be the first.
That one's hard
That'll be
'cause
the
I love
first in Murder House. That'll be the first challenge. There'll be a driving challenge. Yeah. It'll be a go-kart race. When's the Met Gala? Is that coming out? Is it
I
tomorrow?
believe it's
Is it
tonight.
today?
It is
Gala.
today.
It's today.
Today, tonight?
Yeah.
I wrote down a few Met Gala themes that I think that they really should consider.
Okay.
You want to hear some?
Yeah.
And feel free to add some. Okay, tiaras and terminals, fashion in the age of TSA pre-check.
Okay, everyone has to bring their stuff in a box.
Yeah, and maybe neck pillows would be big.
And no shoes.
No shoes. Yeah, you have to get in the Met Gala, you have to take off basically everything and go through security and have a woman yell at you that you need to take your laptop out of your bag.
Only 2 ounces.
And then when you take it out, they go, "You don't need to do that." And then you're like, "Do I hold my jacket? What do I do with my jacket?" And they just yell at you.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then every 15 people, they get fingered and like they got
and then every 15 people get really just
in
patted down. Really, has that happened to you?
Yeah,
I've been
like fully like crotch.
They've gone in there, excavated a little bit.
This is a little much.
Yeah.
Buy me a drink first.
Yeah,
hell yeah,
that's right. Hey, this doesn't even happen on the third date. Okay, here's another one, because I think they should be a little edgy, because one year was like camp, right? I think it should be memorable. Here's one. Cosby. Sweaters and the Art of Seduction.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And then only pudding is served.
Only pudding is served. That's right. Just be careful with the drinks.
It has to be things that are topical to this year. So how about Fashion Fire, Life in the Pacific Palisades?
That's good. I like that. And everyone would just like be rubble. Or like burnt.
Yeah.
You show up in like a burnt dress.
Yeah, but like your Stanley Cup is still working.
Yeah, but you come with a totally intact Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like firefighters, but only for a certain group of people.
Yes,
yeah. I had Baby Oil and the Beat, a tribute to Diddy.
That's good.
That'd be good. Those stairs will be very slippery.
Very
slippery.
Autism and seed oils. RFK, a history.
A retrospective.
Yeah.
The glory of gaslighting. That could be one.
I like that. How about Eat Out of My Hand, Bestiality?
That's a good one.
How do you feel about the Met Gala? Like, would you ever go if you were invited?
Yeah, of course I would go to the Met Gala. Are you kidding me? I'd love to go.
Yeah, I think...
I would wear, like, some people go to the Met Gala and they don't do anything. They don't dress, like, I think you have to really, like, even if it looks bad, I think it's better to wear something awful than something boring.
You know what's crazy is, I agree with you. It's better to wear something awful than it is boring.
Right?
I feel like what's really weird about this time, this day and age, where like you kind of have to become successful off of your own accord, like off of your own content and things like that, is people who are kind of the people's princess end up becoming like at the Met Gala, which is like so crazy, because when you're like a people's princess, you're usually being like, this stuff is garbage. Do you know what I mean? You're usually like, oh, all these rich people doing their rich people stuff. It's so dumb. And then you end up being there.
Yeah, when you go, you can no longer comment on the industry.
Yeah, so it's funny because
you are part of it at that point.
would also really love to be at the Met Gala. Like,
is there someone like famous that never gets invited and it's always confusion as to why not? Right? Isn't there somebody? Is that Taylor?
It used to be Kim Kardashian.
Oh, it was Kim Kardashian.
But then Kanye brought her as her date, and then after that,
they loved her.
So here's what happened is Kim never got invited to the Met Gala, and it was really crazy. Taylor Swift's actually like on the board for the Met Gala or something weird, but she never goes.
Too famous.
She's too famous, but she used to go. But Kim never got invited to the Met Gala. Then she was brought as Kanye's guest. No, she was brought as Kanye's guest, I think, when she was pregnant. Or no, yeah. So anyways, they had their wedding and they didn't invite Anna Wintour. And their wedding was a huge deal and they didn't invite Anna Wintour. And after that, Anna Wintour started inviting her to the Met Gala.
Wow. This year's theme is Kanye West, but only his tweets.
How about
Kanye West, a Twitter analog.
How about BBLs and boob jobs? Silicone.
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 A look inside the ass.
Yeah, look inside the ass. Wait, like you look into like the looking glass? The looking ass.
The looking ass.
The looking ass. BBLs and boob jobs.
The Met Gala. This year's theme is your uncle's hard drive.
Yeah, that's good. Your uncle's hard drive is good.
do it what you want with that one.
Yeah, do what you want with that one.
This year's theme is...
Yeah, I would love to be invited to the Met Gala, but it's also just kind of like, shouldn't we be boycotting this shit?
I don't know. I mean, but I don't like that though, because everyone's like, oh, like, I can't believe they're doing this in such a horrible time. Let me tell you something. Times are bad.
Times are bad.
But they not always are bad, but there are horrible, like, throughout history, even the last, like, 200 years, it always seems like it's the worst time.
When people are like, the world is ending.
Yeah. How about when half the country went to war with the other half of the country?
How about like when presidents were getting assassinated?
Yeah. How about that?
Like when people are like, I can't bring a child into this world.
Yeah.
It's like, do you not remember that like, remember when the buildings in New York fell down?
How about when they invented a single bomb that could basically turn a city into nothing?
Yeah, shit's always been going bad.
How about that?
And I do agree with you. I think
scary.
The world is really scary, and I do agree with you. And like also like I know I have a privileged life and everything, but when people are like, "Oh my God, is the world ending? What's going on?" It's like,
and also the rich.
Bitch, it's been ending.
Yeah. Also, by the way, rich people never stop partying like this. Okay, you think at any like I'm sure the day after 9/11. Someone was having a get together.
Of course.
They're having a little party.
And it was airplanes and buildings.
Attention.
A collaboration
and chaos.
Yeah.
Collaboration and chaos. Airplanes and buildings.
Don't think that they weren't doing that.
Skyscrapers and Islamic terrorists.
So I've been watching the Hunger Games since we had Grace on because I've just like and first of all, the thing about the Capitol is that they are always having a good time.
They are. Even we watched the last Hunger Games the other night, which, by the way, nobody saw except for me, you, and 12 other people. Okay.
The last one or the second to last one?
No, part 2 of the Mockingjay. Okay.
Also, I want to say something. Mockingjay could have been one movie.
It could have been one movie.
It really could have been. It wasn't like Harry Potter. Like
no,
it could have been one movie.
It was so stretched out, and it was like it was fine. I mean, like I didn't really like how it ended, but anyway. Even in the movie where all the Capitol refugees are walking towards the mansion of President Snow, right, the dictator of this world, they all were still wearing their glamorous outfits. They all like did their makeup.
They did their makeup.
There's like a guy who has that like makeup across his eye like that, like a bar.
Yeah.
Like they all did their makeup.
Well, if you're gonna,
and they're in a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
They're still wearing Balenciaga in the bomb shelter. Balenciaga in the bomb shelter is a great
Met Gala,
Met Gala theme. Wow.
But isn't that like a fear of yours?
What?
Being bombed?
No, like
wearing Balenciaga.
Like I was always worried when I showered that
someone's gonna break in.
Yeah, and like kill me, and then I would be found dead, wet, naked.
Yeah.
So it's a huge worry of mine growing up.
Yeah.
Like, what if you didn't shave?
I would shower like
what if you didn't
really
shave?
quickly. Exactly.
Would you be like, hey, can I just change and then you can kill me? Let me wear something nice.
Can I just like blow out my hair?
Yeah.
Like put some like light makeup.
That's
like,
right.
Doesn't look like it's makeup on.
It's a privilege to die looking hot, honestly.
Yeah.
Most people don't. Unfortunately. But be ready. You gotta be ready.
Beautiful suicides.
A beautiful suicide.
Death and serving. Slay and slaying.
The retirement home.
Oh, that's good. The retirement home.
The title of this episode has to be
something.
Cheerios and shitting your pants.
Cheerios and shitting your pants. A retirement home story.
The retirement home. Confusion, Cheerios, and dead friend. I don't know.
The hiding place. Hot culture and the Holocaust.
No.
I don't know why mine are all. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know why all mine are like. But I was gonna go somewhere. What were we talking about right before Genevieve said? Oh,
the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Okay. Okay. Here's the deal about the Hunger Games, though.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. I've said a lot about Gail recently on a few podcasts where I'm just like, get over it, Gail. She wanted to be with you. She wanted to be with you. All you had to do was be like, hey, PETA's family.
Also,
she didn't want to sleep with PETA. All she wanted was to keep PETA. He needed to think of PETA as a brother, and if he just was like, hey, I don't think if he wanted to, he would. Gail didn't love Katniss. He's acting like Katniss didn't pick me. Katniss didn't pick me. Okay. You didn't want her because if you wanted her, you would have volunteered at the Hunger Games. If he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to spend time with you, he would tribute at the following thing. And then the other thing he didn't do.
It was too late.
Wait, hold on.
What do you mean it was too late?
I don't think he could have volunteered because it was too late. Like
when they went to the next round, they went to the girls. They picked PETA first, and then when they
they picked Katniss first, according to the movies.
No,
I think they
picked PETA first.
Picked PETA first.
Yeah. Anyway, can I say something? Can I say something?
Because they go ladies first.
They do say ladies first.
You're right.
They say ladies first. And I have one more thing to say. At the end of the Hunger Games, Katniss returns home. It's just like her and Haymitch, like they're the only people who live in District 12. She's depressed. She walks outside. PETA is planting flowers outside of her home.
Yeah.
And she's like, PETA, if it had been Gail, she would have picked Gail.
No. Okay.
She was going to pick whoever was literally there.
You're forgetting a major part about Gail. Gail was a domestic terrorist.
Yes.
Okay, Gail
killed her
literally.
sister.
Gail
he's
literally was like, I don't care how many children's throats I have to slash. I'm gonna get this guy Snow. He
That's
was
why
like,
he should have been in the Hunger Games. He would have
I
been
know,
an
but let me tell you
amazing
something.
tribute.
I'm not a woman, but
So
I'm not
true.
a woman, but I can tell you nothing will draw me up quicker. All right, than a hot guy being like, I will bomb children tonight. Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah, what was
I love
his
enemies to
fucking
lovers.
deal?
He was a domestic terrorist.
He was so, and so when it's like, I just can't believe as a kid, I was like, oh my God, Gail's tall.
Yeah.
Gail's a fucking freak.
He
And
is
then
a
they
school
cast
shooter.
Liam Hemsworth. They cast
Yeah.
Liam Hemsworth, so we'll be like, oh, but he's so hot.
Yeah.
No, he's crazy.
He's out of his mind. He didn't. Katniss is like not. By the way, she's so traumatized. Like she's not there anymore. By the end of the
No.
movie, by the way, the end of the movie, she's like she has the baby, which is I hated that they ended like that. But she's like talking to the baby. She's just like, there are worse games to play. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. I had to kill a 12-year-old. You looking at me?
And
This
I
little infant
really
boy.
hope, and Katniss, if we're lucky, is drugged the
No,
fuck
she's on
up.
pills. They should have really just showed her on
Yes.
like. She should have been.
That's the only happy ending to
She should have
this.
been on a regimen of wine and Xanax.
Yeah.
All right, that's her for the rest of life. Is just watching reruns of The Office on a couch, drinking wine and popping pills.
And, like-
because that's the only way
And that
you're
would
gonna be able to
honestly-
deal with the trauma of her life.
And that would be happiness.
And
for
that
her.
would be that should be the last book of the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Instead of Mockingjay, it should be Xanax and red wine.
Yeah.
That's what it should be called. The Hunger Games, Xanax and red wine.
But like she's messy. Like she's like trashy about it. Like Xanax and red wine with ice in it.
Yeah.
Like she's
with ice in it.
she's trashy.
And maybe a vape hit, vape
vape
hit,
hit?
any little here and there, you know.
And she wakes up and takes an Ambien.
Yeah.
She's like walking around on Ambien.
Well, have
And
you
then-
read Haymitch's book yet?
No, we're going to.
Oh, you need to.
Well, I'm going to now because I'm back into the Hunger Games. Like I'm
Yeah.
so obsessed. It's so good.
But I will
have
say,
you been seeing the casting?
no, we haven't seen the casting.
No, we haven't seen.
Oh my god. Well, then I don't
Who
want
is
to.
it?
I don't want to tell you
Oh, is it-
anything.
Who's
Is
playing the lead? Is someone I know?
Zoopy Deschanel
What?
or
Don't tell me Alexander Kwan is the lead.
Yeah. Oh no, is it Rubex Barrymore?
No, I don't
Is
want
it
to tell
Santa-
you.
No, it's got to be the last name's got to be someone famous, so it's, you know it's
Is
in that
it
book.
Leonardo Centineo?
Yeah.
Wait, who's playing the lead?
Well, I don't want to tell you. The lead is someone unknown, which rocks.
Good.
But there's someone
Nikki
else that they've
Blonsky.
casted is I don't want to tell you because it's a character who we know.
Can I point out a massive plot hole in the Hunger Games? You ready? We were watching the last one the other night, which, by the way, not a good movie. But
Oh, I enjoyed all of
Okay.
it, but it's because I'm like back in.
yeah, you're into it. But
Oh,
okay,
God, I
the
love
fact
those
like
movies.
Katniss has to sneak around a little bit in this one, right? She's sneaking around, but she's the only. I don't know how she isn't getting caught because she's the only person that is actively using a bow and arrow in a war. There's a scene where she's in the hangar, surrounded by nuclear tipped missiles, right?
Yeah, it's just like
and she's sneaking around with a
drones.
bow and arrow, and it's like you're the only one in this whole fucking army who's using a bow and arrow. By the
Get a
way,
gun.
and by the way, it's a 6-foot long bow and arrow, so it sticks like it makes your profile so much more taller.
Get
so
a gun.
Even if you're hiding behind a stack of grenades, you're still gonna see the bow hanging 3 feet above your head. So that's my only plot hole. Also, yeah, Katniss with a gun. Get a gun.
Just get a
Oh,
gun.
she looks badass with the archery.
no, she was, but it's
Every little girl
but everyone
wanted
else-
to learn archery.
Oh, after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool.
My homeschool had an archery class.
It's kind of cool. I mean, she had
Sick
like
as
the
hell.
nuclear tip arrows, I will say.
Yeah.
She was shooting fucking grenade launchers with her arrows, which, by the way, would just clicking of the trigger would be a lot less work. But also, there was a really cool gun in the Hunger Games where the guy shot him.
Gail had that gun.
Yeah, Gail had a sick gun because he's a
We were
terrorist.
and I know that this couldn't happen, but the couples that actually made the most sense in the Hunger Games
Yeah.
were Katniss and Finnick.
Yeah, Finnick was great. I love
Finnick is the best character. and
Shouldn't have died, by the way.
He shouldn't have
No
died.
spoilers.
I know.
Spoiler for
Well, I
something
mean,
that came
it
out 10
came
years
out,
ago.
like, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But Finnick and Katniss made the most sense, and Peeta and Anna made a lot of sense too.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
That
They're
made
both traumatized as fuck.
And then
Yeah.
Joanna
also
and Gail.
Yeah, Peeta.
Because she didn't give a shit. She was like, blow everyone the fuck
She would
up.
have walked him like a dog.
Please.
Yeah, that'd been good if all the couples were like.
Those were the only couples that
equally
made
yoked.
sense. But I also, Finnick was the best. Finnick was the best.
I love Finnick. His book would probably be next.
Wow, but at a certain point, it's kind of how I feel
Yeah.
about J.K. Rowling and the Fantastic Beasts. It's like, Give it a rest.
No, but like the thing with her is like she only wrote 3 books.
Yeah, true.
You know, so it's like, and the fans really want this.
Okay, wait. I never watched Divergent. That's so funny. You have that reaction
every time
because everyone else is like, you don't need to. It's
fine.
sucks.
They gave up on it. They literally.
No, they actually did.
That's a movie franchise that they made.
Wait, they gave up?
They made
Yes.
2 of them, and then they go, you know what? We're good. Cliffhanger and all.
No, I think they made 3.
Maybe
What
3.
do you mean they gave
But then
up?
they gave
They
up.
made 1. Everyone was like, "Oh, that's pretty good." And then they made another one that was like, all right." And then they might have made a 3rd. I don't even know. But if they did make a 3rd, nobody went to that one.
I know why they canceled that movie.
Why?
It's because she cut her hair. Pixie cut.
Pixie cuts will ruin your career.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And she
I'm
looked
a pro woman.
so bad with the pixie cut.
Yeah.
I'm pro woman. It's just the game you have to play. Like, we live in a racist, sexist world. Okay, I know I'm a libtard. Don't shoot. But because I know that you can't do things like cut your hair. It's not fair. But if the men run, we've talked about this. Pedophiles run Hollywood. Who are pedophiles? Men are pedophiles. So men run Hollywood. You know what men like?
Women with ponytails and pigtails.
Because they look like little girls. Once you cut off all your hair, you look like a little boy.
look like a
You'll
boy.
thrive in the Catholic Church, but you're not going to thrive in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Preach.
Agreed.
You got to look
Amen, sister.
like a Fox News correspondent if you want to make it in Hollywood.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's why I'm growing out my hair.
Same.
Yeah.
Also, so that I can wear my hair in braids when I'm at the midnight premiere of the new Hunger Games movie, so that I can look like Katniss.
Is Katniss in the new one?
No, but you know, it's just like the vibe.
Yeah.
So I do have a hot neighbor update.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Spin a wire.
Hot neighbor update. No
neighbor.
thanks. We're good. Hot.
So what's Hot Neighbor been up to? What's Hot Neighbor been up to?
Day.
Can't wait to hear you.
Day. Okay. So yeah, hot neighbor.
I just want people listening. Next time you put on your favorite podcast,
Yeah. Listen to the.
Can you just say
EDM.
what the fuck at the
Yeah.
beginning?
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that for all being completely serious, I do think we should get a EDM intro.
It's crazy.
I do think we should.
Yes.
We should. In fact, you know what? Here's the deal. If you listen to this podcast and you have any experience in making EDM music or any type of remixing whatsoever, create us an intro. And we will shout you out on this podcast.
we'll use it.
We will use it, and we will tag you and everything and whatnot, whatever you want. We'll even pay you if it's good enough. Maybe.
Yeah, if it's good enough, we'll pay.
We'll
Which,
pay
by the
you.
way, we've made no money from this podcast, so like that more will be in the negative
We'll
from
see.
that.
Yeah.
But I also just want to say really quick, when you're making it, if you choose to make it,
Yeah.
and you're like, this is too much.
Yeah, no,
Go
farther. Go farther. Go farther with it. Yeah, so hot neighbor update. So we actually haven't talked about her for a while. And if you're just listening to this podcast for the first time, I have a hot neighbor who lives next to me in my apartment complex. Little rundown of the history. She moved in and we were like, oh, that girl's hot. And then she left a note underneath her.
Hot handwriting.
Hot handwriting with hearts in the eyes and everything, right?
Crazy.
Another
Slutty.
little caveat here is that our living room window looks directly into her bedroom and we do not have curtains. She does. So she controls what we see. We have no control what she sees. So we're basically an aquarium for this woman. And we got to get curtains. We just, especially after what I'm about to say, we got to get curtains.
Oh, no.
Also, another thing about this hot neighbor, one day she came in with a full leg brace. She tore ACL and MCL. So she's now hot disabled neighbor.
Yeah.
She's limping around in that apartment.
Only makes her hotter.
Doing God knows what. Anyway, there's been suspicion that there's a man in her life, right? Which is kind of fucked up of her, honestly.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, you're going to move into my apartment building and have a boyfriend?
Fucked up that you're going to move next to me and have a boyfriend? Like, these trifling ass hoes.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on with these women? Anyway, so me and my roommate were kind of like, she might have a boyfriend. I heard a guy's voice. Maybe it was the TV. I don't know. The other day, it was a Saturday, I think. And
one of the most
I was actually
romantic
on the
days.
phone. Have you ever been on the phone and then something happens, but you're mid conversation and you kind of just go, like because something just happened and you want to you don't want to say anything because it's whatever. I was on the phone with somebody. I was in my room. I turn around into my living room. I look across the way into my hot neighbor's window. And as I do, because I always like to see what she's up to, I see a fully naked man. Fully naked man.
What's he packing?
I don't even know, because it was so just messy down there. I mean, it was like, I don't even.
What does that mean?
You know what that means.
He has a lot of pubes.
Yeah, it was like all different shades of Chewbacca down there. All right, like it was like he was a natural man. All right, he wasn't particularly in shape. Which I respect, and he also just was. He was really just a man, and he was walking up to close the curtains. Now, I don't think he clocked me, but I definitely clocked him. And I saw it, and that really, put an end to the mystery of does hot neighbor have a man? I would say yes, unless there's an intruder living in her apartment who just likes to get naked. But that brought up like just the idea that like, I mean, I'm not sure everyone kind of experiences this unless you live in like a city, but like the naked neighbor.
Yeah.
Is really a thing.
If you don't have a naked neighbor, you're the naked neighbor.
You're the naked neighbor.
Yeah.
We all have a naked neighbor. We all are someone's naked neighbor.
Yeah.
If you think like, I bet no one can see me. I'm naked.
They can
see you.
Yeah.
And I actually learned that firsthand. One time, I would change in my old apartment all the time. And then one day I was walking home late at night and I looked in my window. I go, oh, you could see everything in my room very clearly. I have just been getting fully naked in my room, windows open.
And you like lived next to like families.
I lived next to families. I did. I lived in a family neighborhood. Caroline lives in Williamsburg next to a bunch of Hasidic Jewish community people.
They're seeing me naked.
They are seeing her naked.
Because I'm also on the first floor and I have floor to ceiling windows.
You realize that there's a lot of Hasidic boys that you're their first naked woman they've ever seen.
Well, they probably also see like Lena Dunham on my TV screen. Like I think about that sometimes because I have such big windows.
And a massive TV that, by the way, is like, Caroline hung up a TV that's like meant for like, I don't know, a large sports bar. like a type of sports bar that you could like, everyone can watch the Super Bowl in the entire bar on this one TV. It's you think this TV is nothing the size compared to hers.
It's like an iPad compared to
so
her.
Big.
My TV is so big.
Her TV
but
is
what
so
happened
big.
Is our old roommate gave it to us.
That's right. And also here's the thing. I'll be at Caroline's apartment and we'll be watching Girls or whatever, or Sex and the City, and it's so big and they screwed it into the wall and it will just make a noise every like 2 hours.
It'll be like,
it'll go, and you're like, is this thing about to collapse? And it doesn't. It doesn't collapse, but there's a screw is coming loose every time.
There is something weird going on.
It's so big.
But
I can't even. And she has 2 cats that are like pulling on the cords on it too. So like that thing's coming down.
Yeah, they are trying to bring it down.
Yeah.
But because it's so big, when there's nudity on the show I'm watching,
you can see
I'm
it
like,
from down the block.
Everyone can see that titty.
I've been honestly, when I sometimes I'll drive over to Caroline's apartment, I'll like be coming down the road. I could fully see what episode she's watching of Last of Us. I could like see it on the screen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. But yeah, the naked neighbor. I honestly think that it's like. I don't want to say it's like a right or like a courtesy, but like I feel like if there's a naked neighbor, I feel like you got to be part of the story a little bit,
Well, the other thing too is like there are different types of naked neighbors.
That's
like
right.
One time I was dog sitting and they warned me, they're like, we have a naked neighbor. And I was like, okay, you have a naked neighbor, whatever. This woman was doing the dishes naked.
She wasn't just changing.
Sitting on her computer naked.
Yeah.
She was like literally sweeping the floors naked. And that's the type of naked neighbor I've never quite seen before. There's obviously the naked neighbor, like, I'm doing my makeup, I'm getting dressed.
There's like the bathroom window that they don't put the frosted
or they're
adhesive
like,
thing on.
even like I'm hooking up naked neighbor.
Yeah.
But fully work from home naked neighbor, that is like, that's an extreme naked neighbor.
Yeah. I think the naked neighbor also, like, when you find out you have one, there's no better thing.
Yeah.
Being like, seeing one. Because my room in my apartment overlooks like 8 different apartments, and I'm like way high up and looking down at them. Every night before I go to bed, I just scan like a sniper. Just looking for a naked neighbor.
I had a naked neighbor couple. And the only position they would do it in.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different. That's
exactly
sex.
exactly. Was doggy style, her hair in a ponytail, him holding on to it. It's like,
Okay.
That's
That's
the
the only.
And was it on a schedule? Was like, oh, it's Tuesday night again.
No.
Okay.
I wasn't keeping track of that. But
I-
that's the only
position.
thing.
You would watch and be like, are they going to mix it up at all?
I had to check for her sake.
Yeah.
No foreplay for her.
Oh.
I know.
She might have been like a sex prisoner.
She might, yeah, or just
might have
like,
been seeing a
or
crime.
just like trying to get it done in as quick as possible because she's got the dishes to do or
Yeah.
something, or like she's got
She's
work
like,
to
I
work
have
on.
other work
Yeah,
to get
she's got
done.
emails to send, you know. But yeah, the naked neighbor. And if you don't have a naked neighbor, I'm sorry for you.
I hope you have one in the future.
I do. And you know what? It just does it like naked neighbor just hits so much harder. I mean, you could Google boobs anytime you want, but
It's not the same.
it's not the same.
Yeah, anyone could Google boobs.
Finding them in the wild, that's the real pleasure in life.
It's kind of like hunting your game.
It is.
It's more like rewarding.
It is more rewarding to find it out there. Well, if you're a naked neighbor, keep doing your thing. If you're not a naked neighbor, maybe try being a naked neighbor.
Yeah.
Be a neighbor. Be naked.
Yeah.
Be a neighbor.
Be a
naked.
part of the community.
Be a part of the community.
So I was telling my really bad story about my roommate 2 weeks ago. And so we were like, if you have bad roommate stories, send them in.
And we got a few.
So here's one. Freshman year of college, I moved into my dorm. I shared with 3 other guys, college apartment, 4 beds, 2 baths, shared living room and kitchen. Thankfully, I got my own room. One had lived in the apartment for over the summer. When I opened the door, it looked like a hoarder had lived there for years, which sucks. On top of that, he would bring over a new girl every night.
Nice.
And the walls were thin, so I could hear everything. Crying emoji.
Okay, all right. A hoarder who gets laid?
Kind of
Crazy.
insane.
Wow. I guess when the women get to the place and they see the condition, they're just like, well,
I'm so horny.
I guess we'll bang on the pile of garbage.
No, maybe she's a thrifter and she's
Oh,
like,
but
it's an estate sale.
Yeah. Oh, you thrift. But wait. I shared 3 guys' apartment. 3 guys, 4 bed, 2 baths. So there's an extra bedroom. It looks like, and 2 bath. It's not a bad situation.
No, it's not. It's not.
And the guy gets laid and he's a hoarder.
The first night we lived together, he told me about an abortion he had just paid for. But don't worry, he has plans to snort cocaine off the bitch's ass next week.
Okay.
And
so
if
he's
he
loyal.
didn't find
And
someone
liberal.
to sleep with, he would trip on acid and play Call of Duty for hours in the living room, full volume on.
Wow. By the way.
Was a
playing-
65-inch
Oh.
TV 3 feet away.
Oh, so he has your TV.
In a
Oh, so he's
folding
got
chair.
your TV. Nice.
So that is my living room
So
setup.
this guy, if he doesn't snort, okay. So let's go. Well, this is a lot to digest, by the way. A lot was packed.
Let's break
so
it
okay,
down.
one, he's paid for abortions. Okay, well, gentlemen, we have to say
he must have a lot of money to be paying for
he
abortions
pays for
and cocaine.
abortions. Okay, and then he said, he pays for the abortions. He goes, "Don't worry," because we're worrying a little bit. He go,
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
heard that he paid for abortion, I go, "But wait, if you're paying for abortion, how are you going to snort cocaine off this bitch's ass?" But he said, "Don't worry." Don't worry, okay? We've scheduled me to snort cocaine off the bitch's ass next week. So at least
So yeah.
So, okay.
Because it is a problem when you get abortions
Yeah.
that you don't sniff
that's
cocaine
that's
off.
my biggest problem with abortions is that like there's so much of the abortion happening and so
Not
little
enough
of the
sniffing
snorting
cocaine.
off the bitch's asses after, which you think should happen close
Together,
together,
yeah.
you know? Because it really, I mean, those things just go hand in hand, as we all
They
know.
do.
They do go hand in hand. Okay, so obviously, all right. So he pays. He pays for abortions, and he has a schedule, and he stays with these women. You know, he's not just like getting an abortion, bye bye. He's saying abortion. Hey, I'll see you next week for the cocaine.
And he's scheduling it, which
And
is
he's
nice.
scheduling it, which
Someone
is
who
nice.
makes plans.
Yeah. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of good things about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's say, rain check on the snorting cocaine off the ass. He goes, no problem. I have a backup plan. I'm going to trip acid, and then I'm going to play Call of Duty, which is a video game that simulates violence and warfare. Being on acid and playing Call of Duty, I mean, what a hell. Okay, I get scared when I play Call of Duty.
No, this person is living like life as if he's like a veteran.
Oh my God, their synapses are just firing, and they don't even care. Their brain barely is receiving any danger.
And he's in college.
And he's probably 20 years old. On top of all
we
this,
can't judge how someone spends their me time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
They're
there's,
so
everyone,
relaxing.
that's right. We all unwind in different
Yeah,
ways. Some people
yeah.
like to read or go on a walk or knit. Other people like to trip acid and play a video game that simulates the Vietnam War, So
I mean, like if it's that or like sniffing cocaine off a bitch's ass, like I kind of get how
have
like
to take care of
that's his
yourself.
other plan.
That's right. Okay, but we forgot a very important thing here. So he would play Call of Duty on his 65-inch TV, which is, I've already said it, Caroline-sized TV, which 3 feet away in a, by the way, folding chair.
Get a couch.
Yeah, I will
Like
say.
if they have the money to pay for that big of a TV, why don't they have the money to pay for a
folding
couch?
chairs so we can put it away because there's probably so much shit in
That's
the apartment.
right. Okay, well, he's space conscious, right? I'm sure the folding chair goes away and maybe he brings out a Pilates machine that he has there.
Yeah.
Okay, of course I was afraid to move, so why would you be afraid to move, buddy?
So I spent the semester
What's
I
going
would
to happen?
be afraid to stay.
locked in my room.
He was afraid of missing out on all the cocaine sniffing and acid tripping. I was afraid to move, so I spent the semester locked in my room or sleeping at a friend's or family's place. That's sad. I haven't had a roommate since. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Thank you for sending that in.
Thank you for sending that in. That's a crazy story. Thank you so
if
much for
someone
sending
else
that
has
in.
another one, feel free to send.
Yeah, please send them in.
And we're so happy that you're in a better situation now.
Yeah, we're happy. Hey, you're living alone. I hope that you're snorting cocaine off any bitch's ass in your own apartment without folding chairs in it and without a 65-inch TV.
And then he said, I want late night thought, what would Caroline do in this situation? Luckily, I was fresh out of public school, so I didn't bat an eye.
Nice.
I would not have been okay.
Yeah, no. You know, honestly, Caroline, I think you would have probably done the same thing. Honestly.
I think I would have too.
Probably would have locked yourself in the room. Yeah, I mean, how do you even be like, hey, would you mind
Turning
it down with the acid? Just a little bit. Not, I mean, just a little. Also, could you clean up a little?
There's cocaine
Everywhere.
everywhere.
And there's ass everywhere. And there's abortions everywhere. You barely have room for your folding chair.
Okay.
All right.
So, in conclusion, I have a show on Thursday, May 8th in Medford,
Which is Boston,
Massachusetts, which is Boston.
It's Boston.
And then I have a show the 29th in Chicago, and I have a show the 30th in Toronto.
In Toronto. I also have shows. I did a show on Brooklyn this weekend. It went great.
It went well. It was awesome.
Caroline was there. I am going to be on Long Island doing some shows, hometown shows. Was it June 13th and 14th? I'm going to be in LA, right? La La Land, city of
Dreams without looking.
City, what is that?
And
Oh, fuck, it's La La Land. Well, I walked right into that. We almost made it through an episode without Caroline singing. And we didn't because I brought up La La Land, which I never should have done.
That was your fault.
Yeah, I walked right
La La
into that.
Land
But anyway.
is so good. By the way,
Hey, June 26th, Hollywood Improv. And then also Boston, Austin. And I think that's it. But I'll be on tour doing stand-up comedy. Continue.
now, in La La Land,
What happens?
Ryan Gosling joins this band with John Legend, and it's like jazz fusion.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's not real music. And then Emma Stone's like, this isn't real music. This is not what you love. The music is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
We can start a fire.
And then he is late to her one-woman show.
That's actually unforgivable. That was so sad.
Yeah.
He was a bad boyfriend.
I honestly don't. I remember having.
They didn't belong together. He was a bad boyfriend.
No, I thought that was super recoverable because remember that night that he made her he did all this great stuff where he made her this big dinner and then they got into a fight over nothing.
They did get in a fight over nothing.
And it's he did all this work. You think that turkey? You know how long fucking turkey takes?
Yeah, but then he didn't show up to her show.
Yeah, but he tried. He tried. He got caught. The photo
Of course,
shoot,
a man would under.
I mean, to break up, they were so perfect for each other. They were so perfect for each other. They support each other's dreams. It made so much sense, and they both could have been successful.
They both. I think
there's no reason they couldn't have been.
That is the one issue I have with La La Land is he's married to a rich and famous actress.
And he owns a jazz bar.
No.
Those two things are not going to conflict.
Those are not going to conflict. There's no reason why someone who's married to an extremely wealthy person couldn't open a jazz bar. If anything, it would make it easier for him to open a jazz bar because he's married to a super wealthy person, so he can afford childcare.
Yeah.
He can afford all the fees. Honestly, him being married to her would make it easier.
Yeah. Also, in terms of the scale of their dreams, the scale of her dreams were incredibly large to his dreams.
She was like, I want to be a mega movie star. He was like,
I would like to be a small business owner, maybe.
Yeah. What's the big deal?
I would like to maybe own a bar.
Yeah. a bar, like it was like actually ridiculous. Like, why would her movie career affect?
Yeah.
He's not like her manager. Why would it affect him having a bar?
It wouldn't. That's why
He
my
could have had
point.
the bar.
That's why my point in the movie is like, and also, who was the fucking husband? That fucking jerk off. That guy. He sucked. He didn't really even get any screen time. That's how much that guy sucked. The new husband at the end.
If anything, the reason why he didn't
Also,
open his bar
was
because
he wasn't even hot. He was fucking gross. Fucking, and you know what? And now her kid's gross. Probably we don't show the kid, but I bet the
Come
kid's
back to
gross.
that.
They do
And
show
it's
the
like,
kid.
do they?
She has a girl with the new husband, and she had a boy with Ryan Gosling. But which
Is that in reality?
in La La Land in the show in the movie?
Wait, what?
No, she didn't.
She had a boy in the dream sequence with Ryan Gosling,
And that kid
and then in reality, she had a girl.
Yeah, but the dream sequence kid
Isn't real.
isn't real, but also
He's pretty cute.
would have theoretically been a hotter human being in the long run than whatever the fucking mixed up genetic troll that she had with the other guy.
The other thing too is the only reason in the dream sequence he wouldn't have opened the bar is because he would have found being a father so fulfilling. He probably wouldn't care as much about the bar.
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of like, no, he's not happier. He's not happier in reality because he could have opened the bar. He decided not to, probably because he was so fulfilled with having a family.
Yeah.
So it makes it even sadder.
But also, here's another thing. You can open a bar at any age. All right? You don't need to do it when you're young. You could do it when you're 50, when your kids are in college.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, he wouldn't have opened the bar if he married her. He could have opened the bar at any time.
And by the way, guess what? You got a rich-ass wife.
And he had more connections. He would have had more connections and a
The bar
rich-ass
opening
wife.
would have been like that.
He could have gotten someone to run the bar.
Oh my God, they could have been, everything could have been paid for.
He could have franchised the bar. If he had married her, not only could he have opened the bar, he could have opened one in New York as well, where there's more jazz
Could have
music.
been a chain. Like Bradley Cooper's Philly
He
cheesesteak
could have
chain.
opened one in like New Orleans.
Yeah. Yeah, movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think he was wrong.
I'm glad that they fucked up the awards or whatever they did that year.
Yeah.
Where they said it won and it didn't really
No,
win.
it didn't make sense.
I hate that. Who wrote that movie?
I love that movie.
Who wrote that movie?
No, I love that
Who
movie.
Wrote it? Tell me right now. Who wrote it?
The guy who, maybe it's the director, the guy who did Whiplash too. It's so fucking good.
Hey.
Okay, we love you.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
This has
Goodbye.
been
No.
You're listening to No Thanks We're Good.
Good.